Good morning, retail traders. I'm Washboardjim with a sneaky snake trading strategy where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And I'm going to talk a little bit about looking for higher resistance by using a deviation channel. So let's get right to her. It's standard deviation, the statistic that measures the dispersion of the data set relative to the mean and is calculated at a square root of the variance. So this is all calculated up for you by using this tool. And I'm going to go ahead and put this link down in the bottom in the content. So go ahead and go on through it and read what it is. This is the setup of the standard deviation of 1 and 2, their resistance and support channels. This is TSLA, and this is on the, you can use it in different time frames. For example, you can go to the weekly, use it on the weekly. It's in a downward motion, but we're breaking out. So we broke that major resistance. Then on the weekly, or on the daily, we broke the second deviation on the daily. Deviation 1, deviation 2, and then you got the pivot point that's in the center of that deviation channel. You can bring it in different time frames. Right now we had it on that 20-day, 90-day, 1 hour, and this is the same resemblance. So you can see on the 1 hour we hit that deviation green line, and 65% of the time it stays within that first deviation with a pivot point right in the middle. So that could be like a pivot point, could be a scalping signal. If it holds the pivot, breaks the pivot point, then you could be looking at higher resistance levels. And so that's that first deviation. And then you got the second deviation set up too. In case you break that, you could go ahead and move it on up and hit that second resistance level on that deviation. So I've got this marked right now for resistance to break at 441.94 using that 1 hour time frame. And then you can bring it to the 30-minute, 5-day. And if you break that resistance level, you might get her up to around 448.36, and you'll still be in that first standard of deviation using the 30-minute. You got the 15-minute, same thing. You can see we hit the deviation again, and the same thing could happen, 448.28 area, but it still has to break that 441.94, which is the top of this channel right here. We got a little overhead resistance, and I'll show you what time frame I got that off of. Then you got your 5-minute, 5-day. A lot of people trade off the 5-minute. So you had the standard deviation here, and then pulled back. Then it bounced up off that first deviation, and it hit up and hit the pivot point for an exit idea for a day trade. Then I got these moving averages in here that I also use as resistance levels and support levels, basically on the hour and on the 1 minute time frame. So now I move this to the 5-day, 1 minute, and our hard resistance will be that 448. But this is the 1 minute is what I use for scalping trades, and the 5-minute would probably be a better one to use. Still yet, you go into the studies, edit studies, and type in standard, S-T-A-N-D-A, standard, S-T-A-N-D-A-R-D, and hit that first standard deviation right there, and that goes into your studies. Hit the gearbox, and you're able to change these deviation channels. You change this to 1, and then put your colors in it the way you like it, upper, middle line, and lower line. And you can change them colors the way you like them, and that's the way I got mine. And that's the standard deviation. So I'm going to take this off so I don't get it messed up. I got my 1 and my 2 set up. Upper line is the green, middle line is yellow, and then the lower line is also green. And that's on the 1 deviation. And then on the 2, I have it set up with the white, with the yellow still being, with the middle still being yellow, and then the lower band also white. So that's the standard deviation channel. Our next resistance is, so I also have a deviation of the overhead resistance of all these here tops that hit. So it can easily come up and hit that 440 on that 1 minute time frame if I wanted to have a break of resistance. Then I'm pretty thoughtful that this thing will run up to that 448.36 area on the 1 minute time frame. If we break this resistance at 441.94 or right around that 440, about 441, a little bit below it maybe, 440.60. I want to try to get it to that line right there because I know we've hit it once, twice, 3 times, and 4. If you can count to 4, you might make a little bit more and have that breakout. Still yet, the support level will be each one of these here channels. Like this double bottom right here, it could bounce right up in the morning right off of, hit 428 area, and then bounce right back up to the 435. Now we've had a real nice breakout. I've got the animal spirit right now, Tesla does, and I've got a 750 price target this year on Tesla, 100% from where I got in the trade at. And right now we're at what? 436, and I got in right around 250, and I've been holding shares ever since. So once Trump got elected, I knew that Elon and Trump are like buddies, and it's the best thing that ever happened to both of them because Elon's like the Benjamin Franklin, and he's so bright, and he's got the money. I mean, he's worth more than 400 billion. I mean, what, 400 billion right now? He'll be worth 800 billion by the time I'm done with him when we get to 750. So I'm really excited about this trade, and it's my number one trade right now is Tesla. To see if there's anything in the news right now. Also, be in the now. You know, it's important to be in the now. So always look at the news every single day. You know, I don't stop. I got to read the news and see if there's, and I got to listen to the fat cat sentiment. Right now, they bashed him for 4 years straight, and now that he's almost like second in command of the White House with our vice president and then our new president, President Trump, I think I'm going to have a lot of exciting years coming up. Now we got a flying car, vehicle makers, let's see what that is. No-brainer technology stocks a buy right now. All the CEOs are excited that Trump's in office. We're going to have we got Elon Musk's lawyer said the SEC demanded the Tesla CEO pay a fine to face charges if not resolved. So I got to figure out what that is. They're going to come in here and try to pick on him a lot. OpenAI hits back at Elon Musk's lawsuit. Elon's kind of like Trump. He never loses. There's starting a lot of little negativity going on right now. They're trying to stop this run. I can just tell by the news, so it might consolidate a little bit, and then we have a new breakout. So I also want to bring up one other thing here on Tesla. These knives. These knives come in early. You want to keep a good eye on them knives. Let's put this to the 5-day 1 minute. We had a sell off here, 1, 2, 3 with an inverse head and shoulders, breakout to a double top, and it just kept going higher. So then pullbacks every day right now on Tesla are ideal. Let's take this to the 5-minute 5-day. We get a better look. Pullback, breakout. This one just went ahead and broke out. Pullback, breakout. Pullback, breakout. Pullback, breakout. Pullback, double bottom, higher low, breakout. So if them things knife in the morning on you, just keep a good eye on them. Wait for that reversal pattern. And each one of these is a snake. Great pullback right there. Let's look at the 1 minute time frame. Yesterday's trade. So we had a snake right here. Take the body of that candle, run it up to the body of that candle. Well, I didn't want to do that. So we had a double bottom right here. Then we had a 1, 2, 3 breakout with 3 white soldiers. That's telling me, I teach the room all kinds of little patterns and stuff. So the 3 white soldiers Friday was an indicator that we were going to go to higher levels. And this thing just took off like a Dickens. It was a real good trade for me on Friday. We bounced back and hit that 200 EMA, and then we held the 9. We hit the 21, the 21. We had 5 crows with a doji right here, and she pulled back off the 21. So I'm going to come in here Monday, and if this thing knifes a little bit, I'm going to be watching it real close to run it back up. I'm very bullish on Tesla. I wish everybody a great day. I'm going to put a video down below in the content of maybe how to describe that deviation channel a little bit better. Remember, 65% of the time, 65% of the time that stock will stay within that deviation channel of that first one. And then you got about a 14% maybe guarantee that it stays above it. And that's the standard deviation. Go ahead and I'm going to have this link in the bottom of the content, and you can go through it too. And it'll teach you how it's all formalized and the risk management on how to trade it, forecasting and quality control, just all kinds of good information for you. This is the Sneaky Snake Trading Strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. Have a great trading day.